What if the United States decided to launch an all-out invasion of Russia? A scenario that sounds like something out of a speculative fiction novel, but let's break it down. Here are the top 10 outcomes of such a dramatic confrontation. Be sure to stick around to the end, where we'll ask you who you think would ultimately prevail. 10. Surprise factor. The invasion begins with a shocking blitz strategy, catching Russian forces off guard. But with vast territory and resources at their disposal, Russia quickly rallies its troops. 9. Cyber warfare escalation. Both nations would engage in cyber warfare, targeting critical infrastructure. The US would aim to shut down Russian communications, while Russia would hit back at America's financial systems. This cyber duel results in widespread chaos on both sides. 8. NATO's dilemma. NATO would face a significant crisis. Some members would support the US, but others would be hesitant to escalate tensions further with a nuclear power. This division could weaken alliances and reshape global geopolitics. 7. Economic sanctions and global response. In retaliation, Russia and its allies would impose economic sanctions on the US. This would trigger stock market instability worldwide, impacting economies that heavily rely on both nations. 6. Guerrilla tactics in urban areas. As US forces advance, they would encounter fierce resistance in urban areas. Russian civilians, motivated by nationalism, could turn into guerrilla fighters, complicating the US military's efforts to maintain control. 5. International diplomatic fallout. Global powers would take sides, leading to diplomatic isolation for the US from many countries. China and India might lean toward supporting Russia, transforming the conflict into a larger international crisis. 4. Nuclear posturing. The threat of nuclear escalation would loom large over the conflict. Both nations would increase their nuclear readiness, leading to public panic and significant debates within their governments about the advisability of total war. 3. Internal unrest in the US. Back home, the US public would be split over the war. Protests could surge as citizens question the rationale behind invading a country with the capability to retaliate with devastating force. 2. Stalemate and attrition. As the war drags on, both sides sustain heavy casualties. The conflict turns into a stalemate, with neither side able to secure a clear victory. The world watches as resources deplete and morale wanes. 1. A new Cold War. Ultimately, the invasion would lead to a new Cold War, with Russia solidifying alliances with anti-Western nations. The geopolitical landscape would be forever altered, leading to decades of tension without a clear winner. So there you have it. 10 possible outcomes of a hypothetical US invasion of Russia. In this scenario, it seems that both nations would suffer severe consequences, and no clear victor would emerge. Now, we want to hear from you. Who do you think would ultimately win in this high-stakes conflict? And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button for more thought-provoking content. Your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to bring you more engaging discussions. Until next time.